Esto también es una máquina de producción.
Hola, Julio.
¿Sí?
Ahora sí.
¿Me escuchas?
Con el programa les voy contando que estas visiones de las máquinas de arte van a estar con artistas destacados, como puede ser el caso de Dorit Chrysler, que es el...
Julio, ¿me confirmas que este es el equipo que van a escuchar los intérpretes?
Compositora, theremista, austríaca. Ella estuvo ayer en el ensayo, grabó un video para nosotros y se va a conectar hacia el final de la actividad. Está viajando, ella está en gira en este momento en Europa y está viajando de Londres a Copenhague y se va a conectar hacia el final para hacer música con su theremist y con, bueno, todos nosotros en red. Así que lo que vamos a ver es un videito que ella nos grabó especialmente ayer en conexión en el ensayo. Luego vamos a pasar a la máquina museo y para eso tenemos el privilegio que el Museo de Arte Contemporáneo de Santiago de Chile, que está celebrando sus 70 años de museo, nos acompañe en la actividad de museografía en red. Va a estar presente Julio Romero de la parte educativa del museo, coordinando la actividad y siguiendo el guión. Y va a estar la presentación del director del Museo de Arte Contemporáneo, Francisco Brugnoli. Va a presentar a dos artistas seleccionados dentro del concurso Sigue de Arte y Tecnología. Esos artistas son Sebastián Salinas y José Manuel. Les agradecemos a ellos, los felicitamos también por el papel de haber sido seleccionados dentro del concurso Sigue. Y bueno, también son artistas que van a hacer el título, no solo máquina museo, sino máquina artista. Luego vamos a pasar a el bloque de máquina de comunidad, que también es una máquina de museo, es una máquina de artistas, pero con el énfasis de comunidad. Nosotros en este momento estamos saliendo de la localidad de San Gregorio de Polanco, es una localidad que se encuentra en el centro del país de Uruguay, en Latinoamérica, en Sudamérica en particular. Y justamente esta comunidad, desde hace 25 años, la gestión de un museo abierto de artes visuales.
Hola, intérpretes, ¿me escuchan?
Un museo de artes visuales, en qué consiste, cuáles son sus características y cómo funciona la comunidad.
No, está explicando lo que va a hacer.
Sus orígenes. Para haber mantenido
¿Te escuchas con eco?
Años, este museo es un museo vivo en producción. Para finalizar,
qué raro, ¿por dónde está entrando eso?
Todas estas máquinas,
¿Me escuchas a mí con eco? Ah, ya sé. Yo ya sé por qué me estás escuchando a mí. Me estás escuchando a mí porque ahora me mutearon ellos. Ahí va.
A toda máquina de comunicación.
Si querés, sí. Está, lo que te digo, está haciendo una introducción de lo que se va a mostrar. Si querés arrancar, dale.
These are going to be related to all these topics. So if you think you find it suitable, we can start through the promotion video. And as from MuRe's video, we'll be starting our first activity today by Dorit Chrysler from the MAC Museum in Chile, also from the San Gregorio de Polanco community, and also Yasy, González and Javier Perdomo with the dynamic of the final gear. Let's go now to the video presentation.
That's one possibility.
Esta es una de las posibilidades.
And I'm trying to explore them. You can
Estoy
use it
tratando
in a
de
very
explorar.
lyrical,
Lo podemos usar
expressive
de
way,
distintas maneras expresivas,
abstractive or
o también lo podemos hacer de una manera más abstracta y
the
gestual.
voices on top of
También
each
podemos
other, and it creates a
incluir
very unique
y
weaving,
combinar los sonidos,
quality that you
lo que
can
genera una calidad
and
emotiva
apply
muy
nicely
importante,
for composition in film
y
and
se puede
TV.
aplicar bien
So
para
that's what I'm
la
trying
composición.
to explore.
Y eso es lo que estoy tratando
For
de
me, it's
explorar.
like a brush with pastel colors that
Para mí, de alguna manera, es como un
create
pincel con
moods.
colores pastel que puedo utilizar. Bueno,
Muchas gracias, Dorit Chrysler, por grabar este video ayer con nosotros y se va a unir a nuestra videoconferencia hacia el final cuando esté llegando a Copenhague en su tour. Así que creo que nos quedó resonando esa música que también nos va a identificar al final y que nos va a identificar con la dinámica del engranaje. Que creo que muchos la supieron identificar cuál es, así que es una bienvenida para este inicio de MuRe 1.4. Vamos a pasar ahora al bloque Máquina Museo. Estamos viendo a Nisha Mac y le damos un saludo al Museo de Arte Contemporáneo de Santiago de Chile y le damos la introducción a Julia Romero, que nos va a presentar a sus invitados. Adelante, Julia.
Hola.
Hello.
Buenos días a todos.
Good morning to
Estamos aquí
everybody.
desde el Museo de Arte
We are here from the Museum of Contemporary Art in
para
Santiago
presentar, ¿cierto?, el siguiente
to
tópico
introduce
de
you
este
certain topics of this meeting in MuRe. And really happy with this invitation. The director of the museum, Francisco Brugnoli, and Sebastián Salinas, who are joining us for to talk about the museum as a machinery, to talk about this idea. Now the director of the museum is going to talk. Thank you, Julia. Hello, Delma. We are very happy to meet you here in this live and in this opportunity. Well, yes. The art machine refers to the whole machinery after the man who produces the work. And of course, we would like to talk about money that the artist need. Well, it is a kind of machine composed of different gears that we can place in a different in its process with a good and results in a product with a characteristic that is similar or the same than at the beginning. Well, I would like to talk about the museum, about part of the art, the MAC, a little bit paradoxical. Well, it aims to one product, that is to show different exhibitions and a product of artists and different cultural events. But sometimes the contents are really surprising and create some commotion, as for example the experience of tuning in the year 2004. We expected an assistance of 300 persons, but around 5,000 arrived. It was one of the most important cultural events in Chile after the dictatorship. That's something that we cannot prevent. Any museum of contemporary art usually is in the border that we consider and what is happening. The place where the art happens, not the place where we receive it, but mainly is for what is happening and it's installed in a kind of machine. The gear is not going to be fixed, and somehow it's going to explode some other machines. That is the problem. Of course, we have decided to produce this kind of activities very usually and within its singularity. It's a kind of paradoxical machinery, a kind of metaphor that is not just somehow incomplete, and where there are many questions. But a technician in an art machinery is also a light technician. And what's happening today? Sometimes it works, and works really nice. It seems that what emerged in the year 60s starts in a meeting of gallery people in Europe, with an artist called Buffet with real success. But it's not the generation that came today, like Cuevas in Mexico, Balmer in Chile, or etc., or other people in Argentina. This is, let's say, what is working, some relativity in its working, the material production. That is what I wanted to say. But I would like to say that we are talking about a museum, how a kind of art is installed in a society, and we have a concrete need that we need to know that we need to show that it's really important in this present, in the ecstasies of a present, as Milan Kundera can say, and maybe producing this sense of vacuum, a sense of something unexpected that is going to happen, and open a window. And I think it is really necessary for the musical health. That would be, Delma, my part. Thank you. Well, related to the collection, okay, you talk about the present and what is happening, how this machine of mutant gear takes place at the memory. Well, we have on the first works of Matilde Perez, within, let's say, it was his kinetic art, because our museum is a museum of borders that is getting some happenings, some human happenings, a really great show that it shows the history of the collection. Even in the museum foundation, the artists, the Chilean generation of the 13, that had no prestige, and the museum gets some value to this generation. That is the history, and the founder said that this is a museum for young people, and the result is that because of this work, there is a really valuable collection to show some cultural situations, not really fixing our point in a priority collection, with a kind of richness that is nobody have here in Chile, a kind of a space for study, for complex studies. Well, and in this context, is that we are showing the collection of Matilde Perez, and he's going from the traditional pictorial art to objects, to the light, searching for a movement. In this context, we are going to show one of the artists of the 6th contest which honor Matilde Perez, who is Sebastián Salinas. And we would like to ask you from Uruguay if you can show the video from Uruguay. Okay, go ahead, the videos in the order that we have talked about. I am a student from the designers of the university. We're talking about a project called the darkest wave. The kind of sound, different kind of sounds, is try to evoke what is a city. The city in constant expansion, as we can see, like the construction and the noise of a city that is summarized in this work. It has to do with the city, at the city as it works, as it grows, it's really noisy. What I think is that the city is going to get to silence, and the only noises are going to be organic. Not with iron and expansion. I would like to thank the partners I worked with previously. We were really involved in this work. Everybody with different tastes and preferences, and they wanted to continue with this project. Okay, my name is José Manuel Fresno. Okay, here we have an example, a very interesting one. The work of a construction really initial, with great beauty, between inverted commas. And we can say it has something of Mad Max. It's precarity, post-industrial precarity, that we can say. And of course, we don't know how to see with the use of new technologies like Lightfall and the smart system. And then we see this a construction that it seems that it's going to break. But and also produces a really loud noise, almost checking our capacity of listening to it. That is a surprise of this device, as we don't know really when it's going to happen. This sound, like a thunder, like a storm, which take us out of our virtuality and place us in a question. What is a contemporary art? The question that we get home, as said one Chilean artist, because we cannot have a solution for that. Need to confront that with the daily experience. There is an irregular space. How to fix this concept of traditional concept of machine? It seems as if we have to answer that the only possible machine is Mad Max. And now we're going to ask also from Uruguay to transmit to show the video of Sebastián Salinas. Well, we are waiting for the transmission to tell us about your work. Okay, go ahead with the Sebastián Salinas video. My name is Sebastián Salinas Sáez. I have a diploma of the Faculty of Social Science, and this is a work named Comercio, Santiago 1930. From pictures from those years, a kind of photographic technique. We try to reproduce the ocular vision. It first appeared the traditional photography, and my proposal is photographically it has just to deal with the different details that are in that photography, different characters, different elements in each one of the pictures. Showed some commercial activities in Santiago at that time. First of all, the central station and its surroundings. Then the bridge, different places. Well, there is no really, we don't know what is there. Kind of people, kind of artists around. That is in summary how it works. What's how we say the difference between this version versus the infinity of what is hidden? What is the different elements that can be in a picture, of course. Thank you. Then now, Sebastián, well, tell us something. How did you participate in this contest? And the second one is, there's also Francisco here, and the about the memory, how a young artist is going to place his work in a contemporary place. Well, greetings to everybody. My main motivation was to participate in this contest, is to work with digital technologies, and it started with try to place in this space a kind of subject, started from technology, which are not really going along with today. A different reading of the technologies which are no longer in use and belong to the past and not to today. Well, that was the main motivation to participate in this contest. And what about working with these kind of images? Well, I believe, I'm sure, I need to work with these kind of images. They're almost 100 years old, and also the technology. It's related to kind of see the crisis that we are facing in these times. Crisis of experience, the media, digitalized. There's a loss of, a great loss of what is tactile, the material, the body. Maybe this is to show the importance of this subject. Getting closer to this, to the material that is hidden in this, is shown in these pictures, to show the crisis, and also look into the future and look into the past. As Benjamin with the angel, that is trapped in the future, but also looks to the past, to the ruins that have left. Well, due to the time, MuRe, well, it is a good conclusion. And also the Museum of Contemporary Arts in Chile, it is not related to the present, but also looking back to the ruins, what is there, what is to identify and know how the art is shown. Well, we are going to give some words, Francisco, to say goodbye. Before the farewell, well, I would like to say that this work is really relevant, really important. Children some time ago were really enjoyed the Biomaster, that with pictures with different characters like Cinderella in 3 dimensions. And before that, there was also another device that is also, I have one in my family, a kind of wooden device with something to view and cartoon pictures, 2 sides, the same character. Well, here there is a kind of withdrawal to our memory. In the video didn't show that. It shows the central station, and also showed some movement, simulated movement, that as if we were immersed, we were there. We don't know really where to be. The present is not there. A kind of vacuum, a very important vacuum, that the art in present day is working effectively. Delma, well, once again, I say I'm really grateful. I really appreciate the opportunity to show this, and I say, go ahead, Delma, go ahead, go forward. We also thank Sebastián for his time, and also I want to say goodbye. Okay, to thank everybody. I think I expect this a good opportunity. Okay, and from here we stay connected to you, and we continue here and watching the different proposals. Thank you very much for this interaction space. Thank you. Well, we thank you for having the opportunity of this space, a provoking space, and space that produces uncertainty and also produces some other things here. Thank you to the Museum of Contemporary Art, to Francisco Brugnoli, to Sebastián Salinas, to José Manuel Fresno, Julia Romero. Thank you very much for coordinating the activity. Alejandra, Claudio, that we have not seen, but are participating in the production. Thank you very much. and then we move to the machine community. We continue in connection with the museum because they have a lot of activities, and also celebrating its first 70 years. Go ahead, Liceo San Gregorio. Well, we will start the machine community. Well, we start from a question. What happens when it is the community that manages, that produces the art? And then we have to move to the origins.
So they are talking from the high school, and themselves are going to explain what this is about, what the machine community is. Go ahead, San Gregorio. Hello, everyone. We are students from San Gregorio High School. I am Kimberly, and I am 5th grade. And I am Veronica, and I am 3rd grade. I'm here to tell you what San Gregorio is and what art can be found there. It's in Tacuarembó department, in Rio Negro, next to Rio Negro, Rio Negro River, 140 kilometers from Montevideo. It's a quiet city. It has a slow rhythm. You can walk at any time in this city, and you barely found vehicles. It has 3,000 inhabitants, and it's a touristic city, as it has 20 kilometers of beaches, of river waters, beaches. It's called the Golden Peninsula. The Open Visual Art Museum was founded in 933. One example of this example is what we see in the video. The integrative rag, it's a painting in which all the community was involved. It goes from 1 or 2 blocks, and the people from these blocks were involved. They all painted, they all contributed with their ideas. We participated in this integrative rag. It was wonderful. We were all equal. It didn't matter if you were an artist, if you were from the community. What matters is that you were there supporting. On the other side, we have the community and the society that were the gears of this machine that is in constant change and movement. Nowadays, the Open Museum has more than 100 murals, and we also have, with the support of the community, that do the maintenance of these pieces of work, and that is something that you cannot find anywhere. People gives the walls of their house in order for artists to create these beautiful murals. And now we have Cacho la Bandera here. He's going to sing romances for the people. So here they go.
bajo estos cielos profundos, en medio del suelo patrio. Tengo para ti estos versos que han venido madurando desde que empezó a crecer esta vocación de pájaro, desde que empecé a soñar y a decir cosas rimando. Por eso mi voz elevo y te lo doy en un canto, sencillo como tu historia y como tu gente llano, sencillo como tu historia y como tu gente llano. Que viene esta San Gregorio de azules aguas rodeado, bajo estos cielos profundos, en medio del suelo patrio. Que viene esta San Gregorio de azules aguas rodeado, bajo estos cielos profundos, en medio del suelo patrio. El río negro corría, canturreando a tu costado, oliendo a verdes sausales, a pitangas y guayabos. Una suave caricia eternamente pasando sobre un camino de piedras, de fina arena y guijarros. El río se desbordó y fue la tierra inundando. El agua subió a besar las ramas de los quebrachos, de sarandías y talas, de arrayanes y guayabos. Y ya no hubo fronda verde, ni colmenares, ni cantos, ni tortugas en las piedras bajo el sol en los remansos, y lagartos extendidos en la isla dormitando. Después ya todo fue agua, el caserío abrazando las dunas que siempre fueron grandes arenales altos, todos cubiertos de pinos, de filoso y duro pasto. Son ahora extensas playas de pino y dorado grano. El destino te guardaba este luminoso estado, casi isla silenciosa, con el agua dialogando, todo erizado de botes y chalanas a tu costado. Que viene esta San Gregorio de azules aguas rodeado, bajo estos cielos profundos, en medio del suelo patrio. Que viene esta San Gregorio de azules aguas rodeado, bajo estos cielos profundos, en medio del suelo patrio.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias
Thank
a
you
la
very
sala
much
del Liceo San Gregorio.
to San Gregorio High School for everything that you have organized. Thank you, Cacho La Bandera. You are an icon, a national icon of popular singing, folk singing. And we are privileged to have you here. So thanks to the students and to the music, we can understand a little bit more this machine that equals to a community. Now we move on to Expresarte room, which is other of the points that we are broadcasting from San Gregorio de Polanco. We are seeing you. Can we test the audio? Can we hear you? Now? Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to take part in this meeting. It's the first time that we are performing. I'm part of Expresarte in San Gregorio de Polanco. Our association is an NGO that its mission is to conserve maize, that is the Open Museum of Visual Arts of San Gregorio de Polanco. This is a museum created in 1993 with the idea of painting some murals in this city in order to change the aspect and the view of the city. So, well, this painting started in 1993. That is was a little bit quixotically, at least in Uruguay. It started being a madness, and then it became well-renowned, and it also involved these inhabitants that were a little bit skeptical at first. How was everything going to look, and other doubts. Then when they actually got to see how the thing was, they started helping with food and other ways. So the people who lived that moment 24 years ago, it was wonderful. This is the proof that cultural thing can change society. We have 133 paintings and sculptures, so we are very proud of conserving them. One of the peculiarities of this museum is that it's on the open air, and in each corner or in each wall you can find different kinds of murals, because the artists have the possibility of painting whatever they want. They have that freedom. But when they get here, as they walk the street, as they talk with the neighbor, the theme, the topics is changing. They add or remove things from the murals, from their paintings. And this is important because it makes the painting belong to the place, and it enriches the artist. One particularity of this museum is that the artist gives its piece of work, and we have had very famous artists, nationwide or international. It's a great thing that we have. We also make cultural events in this city of great participation. For example, the cultural rag that involved a lot of artists, like 600 people that were here in San Gregorio. Also, this year we have the partitura in celebrating the 100 years of the comparsita. We have motivational talks, theater plays, etc. I'm going to give the direction of our association in order to get in touch with us. Expresarte sgp@gmail.com. You are all invited. It's our pleasure to share this with you. So see you around. Well, hello. I'm Mirta Vázquez. I'm part of this association. Let me tell you how San Gregorio is a little bit. It's a very committed town with this museum. It takes part of this project. The paintings have been worn out, have been decaying because of time, water, because of rain, wind, and because they are in an open places. In the walls of house, the facades. So the decay is a natural one. But in San Gregorio, there isn't any aggression or vandalism by people. This is a people's museum, the San Gregorio Museum. And there is an involvement and a feeling of belonging that has created a culture of respect and of care. The children that here have taken care of this, have looked after these paintings. And that is something invaluable that we have, because this museum has, in history, has created a before and after. Of the after came and brought with it a lot of tourists of different nationalities, different countries, that come to observe and contemplate this art. Now, my mate Daniel has the floor. So I'm a member of Expressate, and I want to tell you that our town is our house, and it has its doors open to receive artists that want to leave their pieces of work here. We invite you to, as Lilian said, to get in touch with us, but I am going to repeat it. We get to see a lot of artists. We receive a lot of artists from other places of the world, like Bolivia, Mexico, Paraguay, from the USA, Manuel Livston, that is always difficult to pronounce. Also, Uruguayan artists like Jorge Páez Vilaró, Clever Lara. But as this is a creating art machine, we also involve singing, painting, sculpture, Isabel La Bandera, singings like Cacho. We also have sculptures, not only painting, because art is everything, and this machine puts all this in motion. Some of the sculptures that left their pieces were, like they left the Inti in Plaza Constitución, or another one that he is making right now. This is what we have to offer, and we expect that they continue enlarging this city. It goes without saying that here you'll find a canvas for the pieces, the walls, the frame for those pieces is going to be the natural environment surroundings that we have, and the brush of the artist is going to tell the rest. So thank you very much. I would like to thank you to the rooms, to the Uruguayan and foreign rooms, that they are now watching us. To all the academia networks, and to the MuRe project to allow for this to take place. And now, a local artist, Carlos Larregui. First, I would like to all the rooms to express my enormous happiness of being able to share all this with you. This that has been happening from 20 years here in San Gregorio. The other thing that I would like to say is that we are, each individual is a universe a universe with all its movements and motion, with all their synergy, harmonized, and with the need to express things, the need to express what we have within us, according to the possibilities of each individual. For me, the thing that captivates me the most since I was a child is clay. It's a very simple material that it goes unnoticed in life. It's present in everyday things that we use. But what captivates me the most is that it's a material that it dates from the formation of the creation of the planet. So clay manifests in its place and in its time. This allows me to develop, not from the artist perspective, but being a channel of expression for the earth to express itself. This leads me to think that creation, that birth, origin, has involved the magic genesis of life, structure, different elements that talk about life. That divine act, that magic act of generating things. Each piece of work for an artist is an offspring that has grown, that it has to talk and walk. So one stops being operating in order for the piece of work to be operative and talk about challenges and doubts that one has. So that's why I present the homage to life that we have in the enter of the city. Thank you, Carlos Larregui. On Carlos' right, can you see it, Carlos? Can you show it, the homage to life that we have in the town? So now that we live with this picture of Carlos and its work, an emblematic piece of work of San Gregorio, the San Gregorio touristic guide is going to talk. Outside Expressarte headquarters, Marisa is waiting and she's going to introduce herself. So let's start with the walkthrough so we can see a little bit of what art you have there. We even have audience. Good morning, my name is Maritza and I'm also a member of Expressarte, and today I'm going to be your guide in San Gregorio. This is a mural from Clever Lara. We show this bicycle because in the past this was a bar and the people left their bikes here in order to get a drink inside the bar. So the artist, knowing the idiosyncrasy of these people, included the bike in the mural. He is an artist that has been with us since the beginning of Expressarte, 25 years ago. This January we have a national camp in San Gregorio that painted the sidewalk. This is also part of Clever's work that is characterized by its perspective, by his eye-catching drawings. And now we can see the sidewalk. Here everything is art, everything is painting. Now we are walking through the dancers. And this was the first mural that was raffled. And it was the first raffle painting that we did. The artist painted a long wall. So he thought I had to do something in sequences, and this is what he did. So I leave you thinking with what the artist wanted to do here with this sequence. So walking slowly, we can see all the people, the dancers that you will see in a moment. And now we are going to another piece of work. It's one particular. This is Torres Garcia's like painting, constructivism movement. It characterized Uruguay a lot. It's a particular way of painting. You paint in layers and then you discover the other layers by scrapping them. So while you are carving, the colors appear in layers. So I would like to thank you, all people that is present. And if you have a chance to visit San Gregorio, you are very much welcome. Here we have the main oeuvre of San Gregorio, that is, it's painted in the center of our town. This is the original. Go ahead, Delma. So thank you once again. Thank you, Maritza, very much for this walkthrough. Now we are seeing Clever Lara's workshop. And now we move on to the other room. Sala Dinette, are you there? There is no machine, no gear. And we find this gear. It comes from San Gregorio, this starting element of this gear. And now we welcome the artist, the tango artist, the dancers.
In this moment they are in Montevideo and they're going to tell us and also to show something. And that something has to do with the gear and communicational gear that make move any machine, the artist machine, and the museum machine, the community machine, which is the device, the gear. Okay. Yasy and Javier are going to tell us about that. Oh, go ahead. Hello, everybody. Greetings from Montevideo. We are really pleased to be here with you. Well, this is the machine. The gear is the embrace, for example, that is used in some dances. And we are specifically going to talk about tango. We are going to invite you for this embrace, offering to our partner, he or she partnering next to us with the movement of our body. We have seen so far and listening, and we would like also you to participate, following your body in motion. This experience are going to show to share the embrace. I tell my partner here and to make a hug. We can move, and then we see everybody in this room that we invite to share with us this space, to be a community, and also it's an invitation for all the rooms that want to experience how the gear in a dancing couple and also works. This is a simple hug. Well, we see the ladies from San Gregorio, right? But this is what we call the gear of this hug. The more point of contact we have, and that how the machine works. If we get it here with the movement, and if the movement is really good transmitted, if we break it, I broke the hug, the embrace, and I cannot transmit that. Okay, how it works? Okay, perfect. They keep the embrace. We also keep the embrace. And the same way, we can practice the extension of the arms and take the shoulders of the partner, and the weight of the body in one of the feet, and also our partner moves. And we can walk, keep tension, and if I walk or if she walks and I don't, well, the embrace is not transmitted. If the tension is the correct one, then we can move and transmit that. Well, now we invite you to do it in this way. Oh, we need to, we have to do that and embrace the proposal that they really want to share. Well, there are 3 more rooms that are sharing this embrace. Well, go ahead. It's room for Tala. Well, we are watching you. Go ahead, Sandy. Go ahead, Javier. With this embrace, what we want to do is to coordinate the weight, how we move, how we step in one feet, and the other is going to move, interpreting the intention of the one that is proposing the movement. One proposes and the other follows, but also interpreting the intention of the other. If he moves in a correct way, really straight, we can move always a kind of tension. If it is soft, nothing's going to happen. But if our arms are tense, then we can move. With tension, we can produce different movements. This tension that is transmitted through the embrace. Now, Paisandú room, municipal library. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Try to Try to do this. Well, we are also watching here people from San Gregorio on the streets, and also in the San Gregorio High School, students, public in general. Now, people from movement now. Okay, excellent. Go ahead, try it. Another rooms. Okay, we are also inviting you. If it is known or unknown, move. We are preparing through this embrace to welcome to Rubén Castella, who is a bandoneonist, a very, very popular one. What we are going to do is to initiate, to start the beginning of La Comparsita Tango. So we can dance and we can extend such embrace to everybody. Go ahead, Castella. Okay, the audio, please. San Gregorio room. Go ahead. Check the audio, please, so we can listen to Castella.
Seguimos bailando, seguimos con el abrazo mientras vemos un video donde se pintó justamente la letra de la comparsita y invitamos a que siga Casela tocando para nosotros. Seguimos con el abrazo, seguimos bailando mientras vemos el video de la pintura de la comparsita. Seguimos bailando, seguimos con los abrazos, seguimos viendo a la sala. Vamos bailando, nos vamos despidiendo. Muchas gracias, Yasy. Muchas gracias, Casela. Seguimos disfrutando.
We continue enjoying.
Despidiendo desde todas las salas.
Say goodbye to all the rooms. And with we send you an embrace.
Muchas gracias a todos por participar. Adelante.
Go ahead.
Podemos seguir bailando. Gracias. Gracias a todos.
We continue dancing. Thank you very much, everybody.
A su estilo, San Gregorio de Polanco y su Museo Abierto de Artes Visuales se sumó a la celebración de los 100 años de la comparsita.
Surgió por el padre Mario. El padre Mario me avisa, me dice que tenía una idea para celebrar los 100 años de la comparsita y como un homenaje a Gerardo Matos Rodríguez, ¿qué tal si pintamos las partituras, no? Y bueno, pensándolo ahí, bueno, me mandó la medida del espacio que nos dio el municipio, esta calle enfrente a la plaza, enfrente al municipio, que son 82 metros por 5, que es el espacio que podíamos pintar.
Totalmente fiel. Está la parte del violín, una de las armonías del violín, porque tiene dos, se le hizo la aguda, y que son muy poquitas notas, y la partitura está para piano con mano izquierda, mano derecha, con las alteraciones correspondientes que lleva, muchas líneas adicionales que la gente que vino a pintar no sabía de qué se trataban, y es copia fiel de la partitura de la comparsita. Cualquier persona que sepa música se para frente a un compás y lee lo que dice.
Esta original forma de celebrar los 100 años de la comparsita, plasmando en esta calle la partitura de la misma, será presentada al libro Guinness de los récords.
Nos anotamos, le tenemos que mandar material, fotos, estamos filmando con un dron también. Y bueno, y si están de acuerdo, vamos a hacer récord Guinness, porque no hay una partitura de la comparsita de ese tamaño y pintada por gente, ¿no?
Para la obra se utilizaron 120 litros de pintura blanca y 40 litros de pintura negra. Se trazaron 1.6 kilómetros de líneas. La pintura demandó 3 días y la mano de obra de decenas de polanqueños. Desde San Gregorio de Polanco, Roberto Vasconcellos, Info TNU.
Ahora que finalizó la actividad, aprovecho a mandar un abrazo a todas las redes académicas que estuvieron colaborando fuertemente con MuRe y que una vez más en esta actividad han estado Red Cudi monitoreando todo el proceso y gestionando la plataforma, Marta Ávila, Eduardo Romero, Enrique, muchas gracias. Gracias a todos. Red Académica Colombiana, Renata, presente, muchas gracias. Reuna Chile, muchas gracias, presente. Red Académica Uruguaya, RAU, presente, muchísimas gracias. Julio Cardoso, desde Uruguay. Miguel Ángel Hernández, desde Colombia. Beatriz Contreras, desde Chile, muchas gracias. Gracias a las sedes que proporcionaron contenidos. Estamos hablando de la sede de Expresarte, el Liceo de San Gregorio, el Museo de Arte Contemporáneo de Santiago de Chile. Agradecer especialmente a Dorit Chrysler, que ayer estuvo haciendo el ensayo y grabando para que hoy estuviéramos con sus contenidos aquí. Y muchas gracias a todas las salas que ya están dando saludos y despidiéndose. Nos estamos viendo en MuRe 1.5, 10 de agosto, 11 horas. Hasta pronto, gracias. Bueno.
Impresionante.
Gracias, Julia, gracias.
¿Marta Ávila era quién? ¿Era Marta o era Delma?
la llamada.
¿Cómo?
Había un usuario
eso.
Marta Ávila.